From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, October 28th. We're starting out a little bit chilly this morning, but hey, this is going to be about as cold as it gets for a while. Get ready for a warm-up this week. We're going to reach the upper 60s today and have some wind picking up as the week goes on. Get ready for some spooky, warm, potentially rainy weather this week ahead of Halloween.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Credit Karma is your evolved financial assistant, making managing your finances simpler and more tailored to you. Join us at creditkarma.com to start your personalized financial journey today and continue to grow with our innovations. Credit Karma. Evolve your finances.
Breaking news, a suspect is in custody after a police shooting this morning in Southport. State police say the driver ran from a traffic stop just before 12:30 this morning near the Berkeley Commons apartment complex. That's just off of Madison Avenue near Stop 11 Road. Investigators say they think the suspect fired at least one shot toward a Southport police officer before the officer returned fire. Troopers say the suspect was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He was arrested for outstanding warrants. Investigators say any charges in this shooting will be determined by the Marion County prosecutor. More breaking news on the city's Near East Side. Police are asking for doorbell video or other help after a man was found dead in an alley in a neighborhood. IMPD says he was shot. Officers were called to the scene at the corner of North Oxford Street and East Brookside Avenue just before 10:40 last night. Police say they don't know what led up to the shooting. They're asking anyone with information or potential video to contact IMPD or Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. IMPD says a random carjacking where a woman was held at gunpoint led to a police shooting on the city's east side. IT Mate's Kat Sandoval breaks down what happened.
We're at the corner of 11th Street and Keeling. A woman was driving this vehicle right behind me when a man jumped in and held her at gunpoint, asking her to drive around the area. That's when she stopped her vehicle and ran towards a police officer.
The female driver of the car, there's no information that she knew the suspect. She was totally surprised by this individual that jumped in her car and threatened her with the gun.
IMPD says the shooting happened at 3:30 Sunday afternoon. Police were investigating another case when the woman ran up to them. An officer told the man in the vehicle to put his hands up. Instead, police claim he pointed his gun at nearby officers and a bystander. That's when an officer shot him. Police claim the suspect still wouldn't let go of his gun. A stun gun was used. Then officers had to pry the weapon out of the suspect's hand and pull him out of the vehicle. Chief Chris Bailey was on the scene.
No cop leaves their house wanting to ever use deadly force against another human being.
Neighbors I spoke to say they heard 2 gunshots. The suspect is in critical but stable condition at a local hospital.
Although this could have been much more tragic, where we're at today is a blessing.
This marks the 12th police shooting this year. Police say the woman was unharmed but deeply shaken. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Kat Sandoval, IT Mate, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This morning, the state's largest nonprofit for veterans is in urgent need. A weekend fire burned the HVAF building where dozens of veterans stay. News 8's Brittany Noble has a story, including the work to find new places for the veterans and how people can help.
Well, the CEO joined us here on Daybreak to talk about their long road to recovery from the fire that destroyed the building that was transitional housing for homeless veterans. Officials from the nonprofit helping veterans and families of Indiana says 48 vets were displaced by that fire Saturday night at the Manchester Apartments at North Pennsylvania and 10th Street. Everyone who lived there are staying in hotels now. I spoke to the CEO, who says veterans make up about 1 of every 10 homeless people here in Indianapolis. She says the fire is only going to make their work more difficult.
Last year we served 1,349 veterans in our programs, which is incredible, but that's going to be significantly impacted with the fire at Manchester Apartments. So the need is great. I think we're going to see an increased need because we're not able to serve like we were on Friday.
Now, she also tells us that finding hotel space for the veterans is only going to be complicated by the fact that most hotel rooms in the area are sold out later this week due to the Taylor Swift concert. Right now at wishtv.com, you can find a link to make donations to help the veterans impacted by that fire. I'm Brittany Noble reporting for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Day 9 starts this morning in the Delphi Murders trial, coming off a lead investigator's weekend testimony. IT-Mate's Kyla Russell is covering the case from the courtroom and has key moments from that testimony.
Lieutenant Jerry Holman arrested Richard Allen in October of 2022 after a heated interview. That was just 2 weeks after Allen's home had been searched and his guns and car had been seized. Holman first explained his suspect questioning technique, saying he often lies about the amount of evidence they have. It's something he admitted to doing in an October 26, 2022 recorded interview with Allen at the Lafayette State Police Post. It was there that he told Allen the man's voice on the widely circulated Bridge Guy video was Allen's. He said Allen denied that and also said he had no hand in the deaths of the 2 girls. And despite an expert believing the same cartridge found between the girls' bodies had cycled through Allen's gun, which was recovered in that search of his house, Allen continued to deny any involvement at least 20 times. Holman told the jury Allen said, "What kind of good person kills 2 girls?" Allen also said, "I'm not going to tell you something I didn't do. I don't care what you do to me. I'm not going to tell you I did something I didn't do." The investigator also told the jury that during the interview, he noticed subtle signs of deception in Allen, like looking down and touching his face. The interview then became heated. Holman said the 2 men swearing at each other. And after their exchange, Holman confirmed with a few other investigators and decided to arrest Allen that day. Holman told the jury earlier that he had read Allen his rights, and the defense said that's not in the recording. Special Judge Fran Gohl agreed to let the jury see the recording of that interview. They'll also see another recording of a different interview. Reporting here in Delphi, I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV. WishTV.com or follow us on Facebook for updates.
For extensive coverage of the Delphi Murders case, head to WishTV.com. With 1 week and 1 day until the election, the presidential race is providing plenty of closing stretch headlines, including what appears to be a new, very high-profile endorsement. Sunday, former President Donald Trump held a rally in New York's Madison Square Garden. Some of the guest speakers are getting more attention than the candidate for racist or sexist remarks. An opening act comedian is proving particularly divisive. At one point, he compared Puerto Rico to a floating island of trash. Soon after the rally, Bad Bunny started sharing messages from Kamala Harris. Bad Bunny is one of the world's most popular recording artists with a massive Latino following. Other Puerto Rican entertainers have followed suit. Ricky Martin and Mark Anthony have now posted their support for Harris. McDonald's says tests show that beef patties used in its quarter pounders are not the cause of an E. coli outbreak. McDonald's had stopped selling the burgers at some of its restaurants because of the outbreak that led to 1 death in Colorado and at least 75 other illnesses. Indiana has not had any reported cases. The USDA says slivered onions from a single supplier likely caused the contamination. In Colts watch, a knee on the sidelines and a moment of honesty post-game have Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson facing criticism this morning. Late in the third quarter, Richardson scrambled on back-to-back plays, then gave a tap to his head, the sign for send in a sub. Joe Flacco came in for 1 play while Richardson took a rest. After the game, Richardson said about the substitution that running had left him tired and that he did not think he could do it again in the next play. Richardson was 10 of 32 passing in the game. Colts lost to the Texans 23-20. The loss drops the Colts to 2 games back of the Texans in the AFC South. News 8's Angela Morian was in Houston and talked to the team after the loss.
The Colts came to Houston feeling good. They got playmakers Jonathan Taylor and DeForest Buckner back healthy, won 4 of the last 5, even had an opportunity to tie the AFC South lead before Halloween. Instead, Indy goes home frustrated, knowing what could have been in this 3-point loss against the Texans. The Colts couldn't contain running back Joe Mixon, another 100-yard game against Indy, nor could the offense take advantage of a banged-up Texans defense. Still a lot to fix for this Colts team.
Yeah, we keep working through the process. It's a process. We keep grinding through it. We do it together. It's a team game. We grind through those things, and we get it figured out.
I feel like I'm playing within the game, making plays and just doing what I'm supposed to do. But, like I said, at the end of the day, execution got to be better, from both ends. That's whether from me delivering the ball to the wideouts, and them catching it. We just got to execute at the end of the day because we know what we can do. We just got to do it.
We just fell short of a game that we needed to win, and it falls on all of us. It falls on me. I didn't play my best game today, so we got to go back and we got to look at all the things that we did wrong, and we have to correct it.
Really, we just got to sustain drives. We can't kill ourselves with penalties. A lot of penalties, just put us behind the schedule early. So eliminating those, that's, already a step ahead right there. You got to play clean football to at least give yourself a chance.
Yeah, we're 4-4. We kicked ourselves in the butt a little bit in our own division, but we got a lot of ball in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's only around Halloween, and we got the guys in the locker room to turn this thing around. And everybody is doing a really good job with just self-evaluation and what can I do better, not pointing fingers.
The loss moves the Colts to 4-4, 2 games back from Houston in the division standings. But let's not throw in the towel just yet. We're just at the midway point of the season. Still plenty of football left to play. The Colts might be disappointed, but they're not defeated. They're going to fix those mistakes and get ready for Sunday Night Football in front of the national TV audience against the Minnesota Vikings on the road next week. We'll be there to cover it for you. But for now in Houston, I'm Angela Morian for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
As for the Pacers, team needs to bounce back tonight after their first loss at home this season. Yesterday against the 76ers, Tyrese Halliburton shot an incredible three-pointer that sent the game into overtime after a scoreless game Friday against the Knicks. But he missed a pair of free throws in OT that could have tied the game. Pacers fell to Philly 118-114.
Doesn't feel good, but same thing after the Knicks game. In the moment, it sucks, but God willing, I'm sure the sun will come up tomorrow. We have another game tomorrow, so 79 more. It sucks, and to act like I'm not going to replay it for the rest of the evening is probably not true, but like I said, 79 more.
Pacers play again tonight on the road against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. The Indiana Fever are looking for a new head coach despite a playoff run. The team is parting ways with coach Christy Sides and made the announcement yesterday. Sides and the Fever made the playoffs for the first time since 2016 and came back from a 2-9 start to the season. Firing comes just weeks after the return of Kelly Krauskopf, the team's president. Sides posted her reaction to the news on social media, saying, "Leave it better than you found it." Fever also issued a statement saying, in part, "While decisions like these are never easy, it's also imperative that we remain bold and assertive in pursuit of our goals, which includes maximizing our talent and bringing another WNBA championship back to Indiana." This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This Halloween, ghoul all out with Instacart. Whether you're hunting for the perfect costume, eyeing that giant bag of candy, or casting spells with eerie decor, we've got it all in one place. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Service fees, other fees, and additional terms apply. Instacart, bringing the store to your door this Halloween.
Whether you're scouring business financial sites or listening to economics podcasts like this one till your ears ring, you'll find there's no surefire secret to successfully managing your company's finances for the future. It turns out you might just need to pair with PNC Corporate and Institutional Banking, whose team of dedicated relationship managers bring 160 years of experience, pragmatic advice, and an array of tools and tech to scale to any size business. In fact, they're so tuned in to what you need, they knew you'd be listening to this podcast. As for that ringing in your ears, that's the brilliant sound of success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC and PNC Bank are registered marks of the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., PNC. Copyright 2024, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.